They changed to right. We changed the name of the. It wasn't DeLorean, by the way. DeLorean had nothing to do with it. It was the LS. I forget what it was, but basically the DeLorean car was actually came out in 1928 at most. I think it was put into production in 1920 and rushed into production basically was on the showroom floors by the time 1980, 1928 or 1940 came around, or 1930, about 1930 or so. And it outsold everything, basically. They were everywhere. Um, but I had competition with Fiat and a couple of the other car manufacturers. Actually, Fiat came out after the. Well, no, I think they were both planned about the same time, because there's Fiat and there's what's called. It's basically Renault manufacturing, and we put production facilities everywhere. But it's actually L.S. manufacturing, Lucifer Star. Anyway, they changed the name and stuff like that, and like I say, some black people got in there, and it got kind of rough and stuff, and they were going after my Belfast shipyard and a whole bunch of other stuff. But basically, that's what happened, and pretty much, I outsold everyone. Like I say though, but that was just the car. I mean, I had been doing tanks and everything else and aircraft. I mean, I was just like, yeah, I think I'll do a car. You know, I usually do aircraft, and that was one of the hilarious parts. It's like, well, I usually do aircraft, and I usually do great big huge battleships and things like the Panama Canal. But I thought, well, I think I'll do a car or a couple cars. So I started doing cars, and so I was using my military and my people to build cars. And I've always kind of been building cars, but the DeLorean was the first time where I was like, I want to apply my full bearing on cars. I want to make a really good car. And so I wanted to make a really good car, and I also wanted to make a really good truck. And then later on, I was like, I want to make a really good truck. I mean, normally would build tanks and aircraft and everything else like that, and also like the Panama Canal, and big sea ships like the Titanic, L.S. Titanic, Lucifer Star Titanic. Anyway, later on, it just had the designation L.S. Titanic at the front. So anyway, and some ships had the designation L.C. whatever. Anyway, I did that for a while. Yeah, I switch around. I'm like a porpoise. I kind of flop this way, flop that way. But basically, the DeLorean came out in 1928 or 1930, pretty much. Hit the showroom floors in like 1930. Or it was delayed, like 1931 at most. But basically, and it outsold everyone and was really well. But I think the United States wouldn't let me sell it here or something like that. I don't really know. I don't really remember. Anyway, and of course it was Belfast, I believe. And then later on Detroit. It gets all confusing because it's like, I was building factories and new mines all over the world, and basically I had a world conglomerate, and pretty much mostly because I had tanks and ships, and they've tried to kill my people several times, and me. So it's like, well, I'm not going to die, or at least my people aren't. So anyway, and I've done it with other races and other life forms too. So, anyway though. But yeah.